Hello viewers, welcome to channel Venus. I'm Sumona here and I'll be teaching you English language. To talk a little bit about myself, I'm a postgraduate in B.Ed and I have completed 30 plus years of teaching experience, and I have 30 plus years of teaching experience in various schools and also as a home tutor. I'll be teaching you English language. I feel that it is, as a language, we know that it is a means of communication, and as we can communicate better, we get linked to many people all over. Now we need to study the subject. It is very important, not only as a school subject but also in the higher studies, in the course of studies that we go on, and then we need it even for the various competitive examinations. I am going to deal with, and I'm going to start with the basics, because without knowing the basics you possibly cannot climb the higher steps, and you cannot achieve a lot. You will be in a position to forget so many things. But if I start from the very basics, I feel I can help you much better. Now today I'll be beginning with the chapter, the sentence. Well, why have I chosen this chapter? Because first place, if we go through various grammar books, we can see that it is chapter 1. We need to know what a sentence is, and we actually need to know how to write it correctly, how to frame it correctly, what are the different types of sentences. Well, what is a sentence? Now, a sentence is a group of words written together or spoken together, and these particular group of words do make complete sense. If I tell you, I am teaching you English language, it means that you can understand obviously what I can say. But if there is a group of words which are arranged and they do not convey a meaning, a definite message, well, I will not call that a sentence. So I repeat that a sentence is a group of words which make complete sense. Some examples of sentences are: this pen is red in color. It has a definite sense. I'm talking about this pen which is red in color. So we can understand what we are saying. But if some words, say pen, pencil, box, table and chair, if I say them, or if I say all these words together, well, I am saying quite a number of words together, but they are not making any sense. So it is not a sentence. So we come back to sentences. A sentence is a group of words which make complete sense when we are writing it or we are speaking it. Alright, now how many different types of sentences are there? Actually when we talk about sentences, so many different things come to our mind. But now, at the present moment, we are going to deal with the different kinds of sentences on the following perspectives, that is, assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. When I am talking about assertive sentence, what do I mean? Well, assertive sentence is something, it comes from the word assert. We can see that it comes from the word assert. So instead of trying to just simply mug up certain things or to learn to just to commit to memory, we have to understand what exactly it means. So assertive comes from the word assert. I am trying to say something definitely. That means I am putting forward a statement. When I am talking about a statement, I am talking about an assertive sentence. I hope I am clear with what an assertive sentence is. There is a book on the table. Well, you can understand that there is a book on the table. I am making a statement. Kolkata is the capital of West Bengal. I am making a statement. New Delhi is the capital of India. I am making a statement. The glass is full of water. A statement again. There are 5 mangoes in the basket. That man is taller than I am. This board is white in color. These are all statements. So, these are all assertive sentences. I am saying something definitely with a, I am confident that it is this. So, I am making a statement. I am putting forth a statement. The second variety of the kind of sentence is interrogative sentence. Interrogative comes from the word interrogation, which means question. That means this is again a particular group of words, which means that I am putting forth a question to be answered or not to be answered even. Okay, but it is a question. What is your name? Is a question. It is again a group of words, a word set of words grouped together, which is making a complete sense and ending in a question mark. When we were talking about assertive sentences, it ended in the full stop. It is very important that we keep in mind the punctuation marks. Otherwise, the sense of that particular sentence stays incomplete. So we come back to interrogative sentences. We were talking about interrogative sentences, and an interrogative sentence which is also an interrogation or a question. Interrogative is taken from the word interrogation, which is a question. So an interrogative sentence is a question and it ends in a question mark. What is your name? How old are you? These are questions. And so I ended with a question mark. What is there on the table? Where do you live? How many children are there in the class? So these are all various questions and we call them interrogative sentences. Okay. We come to the third kind of sentence, and these are imperative sentences. Imperative sentences. This comes from giving an order or requesting. Please listen to my words. Please, can you bring me a glass of water? Please bring me a glass of water. Or do not make a noise. The teacher comes into the classroom and tells the children and commands the children not to make a noise. Do not make a noise. The teacher says, it's an imperative sentence. Please do not make a noise. is again an imperative sentence, but this is in the form of a request because the word please has been used. So whether it can be a command, it can be a request, it is an imperative sentence. Please give me some water. Be quiet. Shut the door. Are all imperative sentences conveying the form of giving an order or requesting. The fourth kind of sentences, exclamatory sentences. I just had to say something about the imperative sentences. It also ends in a full stop. Okay, it also ends in a full stop. Now back to exclamatory sentences. We say something which expresses a strong feeling. What a shame. How could you do it? And the punctuation mark at the end of exclamatory sentences is an exclamation mark. So these are the four types, the four different kinds, the four main different kinds of sentences. Then of course there are many sentences. There are positive sentences, there are negative sentences, the sentences which can be written in a negative form. Then we can write active and passive sentences, and we will get attached, we will get to know so many of them as we continue in our session with this class. Sentences have a different point to be noted also. Something very important. A sentence has got a subject and a predicate. Alright, and what is a subject and what is a predicate? Well, a subject is that part of the sentence which tells you something about a particular person or thing. If I am talking about this pen is red in color, then definitely the subject of my sentence is the pen, and the predicate is something which is being said, where something is being said about the subject. The girl is very tall. The girl is the subject. Is very tall obviously is the predicate. I am saying something more about the girl. The subject is difficult. Here the subject is the subject. What am I saying more about this? I am saying it is very difficult. So that is my predicate, where something more is being said about the subject. Very important. Yes, a sentence is divided into the subject and predicate. That is, one particular sentence is divided into the subject and the predicate. The subject is that particular object or person on which we are saying something. We are saying something more about some particular object or a particular thing or a particular place. And the amount which we are saying on that particular object, person or thing, that is the subject, is the predicate. I'll give you more examples. Such as, my brother has a good memory. Here of course the subject is my brother. The predicate is he has a good memory. That's the predicate. I'm saying something this much more about my brother. The rose is a pretty flower. Here the subject is the rose. And I am saying that it is a pretty flower. So here the subject of my sentence is the rose. And what am I saying more? I am saying that it is a pretty flower. Subject is the rose. Predicate is it is a pretty flower. Okay. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall is the next example. Humpty Dumpty is the subject. Both of them together. And sat on a wall is the predicate. The next example. Nature is undoubtedly the best physician. Who is being talked about here? Nature. So, nature is the subject in this sentence. And what is being said? That it is the best physician. So, that is the predicate. Sometimes, so far we've seen that the subject is in the beginning of the sentence. It may not be also. Suppose all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome. What do you think can be the subject here? Is a point to ponder. We cannot pump the ocean dry. What can be the subject and the predicate here? What is the subject here in this case? It is for you to answer for me in the comment box. Alright?